Good morning and welcome to Sukkah Daf
Lamed Zayin.
37. This is
37.
Shmuel's favorite daf in Masechah Sukkah. Why is it your favorite daf?
Well, you'll see. You'll see why.
We're going to see why.
It's a surprise.
It's a surprise. Shmuel's favorite daf. You don't want to miss today's shir.
That's right. Not any this year, but
Never, you're right. You're never a shir you want to miss.
that's
But
right.
when it's Shmuel's favorite shir, favorite daf, you know it's something special.
That's
And I'm giving an Ian with Mension portion on Shmuel's favorite topic
That's
on his
right.
favorite daf. So
That's right.
this is this is must-watch TV over here, must-watch video over here. All right, we're gonna start from Lamed Zayin and Aleph.
Your favorite Daf Yomi presenter, Ben-Zion Lang.
What?
I'm saying
your
favorite introduction.
Thank you. Yeah, you should do an
Because you
introduction
said
for
a
me.
TV, you made it sound like it's a TV show.
Yeah, we should do that. We should do like an introduction. Like every day we start off, I said you see Lamed Zayin. Today I want to welcome our special guest who flew in all the way from across the street and gives a Daf Yomi shir with clarity, with humor, with understanding.
And then what? And then everybody hit laughing in the background, the canned laughter.
Laughing? Why
No,
they're
oh, sorry.
laughing?
No, not laughing. No, that one.
The
No.
best shir ever.
And the applause, yeah.
Whether it's Daf Yomi, whether it's Ian, Bikias, Judaism, Christianity, Islam, whatever religion, this is the best
Kugel.
shir you'll ever. All right.
Okay, let's go.
And the Gemara says about 8 lines down from the bottom, from the top. Umi Amar Rabbi Yehuda Arbas Minin In Midi Achrina Lo. Do we see Rabbi Yehuda really say that only from Dalad Minim you can make Succah? Tanya Succah Benesarim Shal Erez. The Mishnah says in Daf Yud Zayin, the Brisa says you use cedar wood for your boards to cover your sukkah. Sheish ben dal tefachim. If there's 4 tefachim, so that's exeris tikra. Divrei kol psula. Everyone is possible. Ein ben dal tefachim. If it's not 4 tefachim, a mayor posts. Rehuda machshir. A mayor says possible. Rehuda we see is machshir. Motor a mayor. And a mayor even moda that you could use them. Shemish ben nesel and neser kmo neser sheminiach pesel and vikshera. If you fill up between the boards, kasher schach, you could technically use it. We explained that it's a very complicated sukkah. It's it measures 8 amos, the whole sukkah, for a board of 4 tefachim, good schach, 4 tefachim. Anyway, you see that we're talking about nesarim shel erez, boards made out of cedar wood. Cedar wood, to my knowledge, is not one of Dalad Minim, right?
No, right, you're right.
Right? You go to California, you know the big redwood trees. You know what the redwood trees? Cedar trees, big cedar, redwood trees. California is known for them. All right, we have a problem over here. So the Gemara says, "My erez hadas." Erez really means a type of cedar tree. It's actually the hadas. The hadas tree is a type of cedar tree. We can see the Rav bar Rav Huna, the Amar Rav bar Rav Huna, Amri Bei Rav Asara Mine Arozimheim. There's 10 types of cedars. This is a Gemara in Rosh Hashanah. We'll get there soon. We'll get to Rosh Hashanah soon. It's El. 10 types of cedar trees. Did you know this, Shmuel?
No.
10 types of cedar trees. Do you know how many types of
What is cedar? Cedar is like
arum. You know how many types of not aster flowers there are? Aster is, I think, the biggest family of flowers there is.
Really?
Aster, yeah.
Aster, they sound like a very rich family.
It's like the sunflower. I think it's called part of the aster. Anyway, how many flowers do you think are part of the aster?
How many?
A lot more than 10. Anyway, Arazim have 10.
Okay, that was
There's 10 types of. You can guess. You want to guess?
You gave me a lot of time to guess.
You guess. You can still guess. I didn't tell you.
No, you didn't. Okay.
I just said more than 10. You have to still guess. How many?
11.
Nah, there's like close to 30,000 types, I think. Yeah, it's crazy. Scientific world is deep. All right. The Amar Rav Ravuna Amri Beir Vasar Mini Arazim. 10 types of cedars. Number 18. Mamidar Erez Shita of a Hadas. It mentions Erez. One of them is actually called a cedar. One is called a Shita. One is called a Hadas. The pasuk, the Gemara doesn't finish off the pasuk. The Gemara lists another. The pasuk lists another about 7 of them. The Gemara Rosh Hashanah brings another 3. So you see that Hadas is considered a cedar tree. That's what Bryce was talking about. A Hadas. Meir Omer, I feel Mashicha. Meir says you can even tie it with a Mashicha, a linen thread. You don't have to do one of the Dalad Minim. Tanya, Amar Meir, Maise Bikir Shalayim, she Ognes Lulavam, Bikmon Shalzav. He said to Rabbi Yehuda. He just says you have to make an egget out of one of the Dalad Minim. He says they used to tie with gold fibers. Gold is now one of Dalad Minim, right?
No.
Amalom Misham Raya, except from there it's a Raya to me. They actually used one of the four meanings to tie the main knot was made lamata on the bottom, and that was using one of the four meanings. Amar Luhu Rabba, Lahanu Magale Hoshana to be Rish Galusa. He said to the people that were making the Hoshanas, meaning the bundle of the Aravos, the Hadassim, and the Lulav together, in the Beirish Galusa, Ki Gadlisa Hoshana, the Beirish Galusa, Shariba Beisyad. He said, leave underneath the knot, where you tie it, leave a place for the hand to be. In order that the knot shouldn't be a chatzitza, the egget shouldn't be a chatzitza between your hand and the lulav. Rav Amar kolena osa enel chotzes. Rav says it's not a problem, even if the egget interposes between your hand and the lulav. Why? Because it's made to beautify it, like we said before. That egget, even the Rabbanan are mode that egget is a mitzvah. Zek keli manvei, makes it look nice. Right? You ever use the kushkalach? What do you use to tie to mag? Tell me, you use the kushkalach?
Yes.
Yeah, you use those things.
I think
It makes
so.
it more beautiful.
It makes it beautiful. I mean, that's.
A lot of these kids, they make businesses out of them. You see them a couple days before here in Eretz Yisrael, before Succah. They're busy making this kushkalach. The whole day they're making the kushkalach. And they're trying to beat each other. They have competition. One guy's selling it for 5 shekel, one guy for 3 shekel, one guy 3 for 9 shekel.
Right.
You know.
Some of them are really fresh. Some of them are like soft, and some of them are not so. You know what I'm talking about?
How do you figure out the right one? Which you have your minor of choice that you the child that a child that makes the best kushkalach. You have a child.
No,
you have
no,
a personal.
I don't have anybody that does it.
You have someone you do business with.
I go on the street and they sell them. I don't know why.
You should be careful because a lot of them are not made out of ulav. They're made out of rubber.
Okay, let's learn something.
Careful.
Let's just get.
They're rubber. It's
That's ridiculous.
it's counterfeit. It's it's not the real. It's not the real. They're ripping you off, Shmuel. You have to be careful. It's a tough world out there. The black market
Usually
here.
I buy a few of them. I don't know why. Just usually at the end of Sukkah, I find like in my refrigerator a few I never even used. You know what I'm saying? They always sell, and so you buy it.
Do they look dried out?
If in the refrigerator they stay fresh.
Maybe it's because they're rubber. Rubber doesn't get ruined.
That's right.
Even
Maybe
if
that's why
you don't
when-
have to keep it in the refrigerator.
That's why when I dropped my little one day in
bounced
shul,
right back
it
up?
bounced right up into the
There you
ceiling.
go. And these kids, I'm telling you, these kids, they sell these kushkalach. They're trying to beat each other. It's a vicious competition over here.
Let's go.
All right.
You heard it here first.
You
folks,
heard
right?
it here first.
Okay.
With Daf Yomi vlog, Menzion Lang, and Shmuel Silver. All right. The Gemara says, "V'amar Rabba lo linkut in a shoshana b'sudara." Another teaching: you can't wrap, let's say, a scarf around your hand, let's say, or you wear a glove, let's say. The ba'ina lekicha tam of aleika. This is not because of chatzitza; it's because of you need a complete taking. It says lakach tem. We darshan lakach tam. That's to be a complete taking. You have to take it with your whole hand. If something is on your hand, you're not completely taking the lulav. He says that's considered to be a lakicha. Now, this is the part of the share that you like. We're going to have Enoch Ben Sion. You want to introduce it? Get the music? Okay, here we go. Enoch Ben Sion. Shmuel told me that he likes this daf. This is his favorite daf in Sukkah, and this is the favorite part of the Sukkah, right?
Right.
So I want to tell you a big machlokes in Tosas and the Ran over here. You ready for this?
Great.
Now, Tosas and the Ran, they ask a fundamental question over here. We just said before that if you have something, if you take your hand and the egged, the knot interposes between your hand and the lulav, that's considered to be maybe a chatzitza, machlokes in Rabba and Rava.
Right.
And the Gemara here says that if you're wearing a scarf around your hand and you touch the lulav, so that's not, it doesn't have to do with chatzitza. That's because lakach tam, lakicha de deberacher. Rabbi says lakicha de deberacher shma lakicha. And Rabbi says it's a problem, it's not lakicha tama. What about chatzitza? This is the famous question.
It's a very good question.
Right? You have the scarf interposes it. Chatzitza.
What is the...
So the Ran says like this. The Ran says...
Just like 2 lines later, we changed the whole... Yeah.
The Ran says like this. The Ran says that there's no issue of chatzitza over here. There never was an issue of chatzitza. Sometimes, like the Gemara in Daf Hey, it says V'racha says Pesaro b'mayim. You have to your skin has to touch the water of the tefillah, so you can't have a chatzitza. But it doesn't say chatzitza over here. All it says is l'kach tam, l'kach tem, l'kach tam, l'kicha tama. So it has to be a complete lakicha. So therefore, just like when you have the eged, Rava says lena oso, it beautifies the eged, beautifies the lulav. So too the scarf is beautifying. It's a noi. It beautifies your hand. It makes your hand. It's an accessory to your hand. And therefore it'll be lakicha tama, because that's an accessory to the lulav. This is an accessory to your hand. That's what the Ran says. Tosfos doesn't agree with this. Tosfos doesn't bring this up. He answers that the way you made this scarf around your hand is that you made it like a kushkalach. You made it in a way that it'll hold the lulav. It's like it was like cater the way you made the scarf around your hand, so that it should be able to hold the lulav better. So therefore, it's not. But the problem is, don't really answer the question, because the Gemara said before chatzitza, right? The Ran says there's no chatzitza, but the Gemara said chatzitza. Right? And then the Gemara goes back and it says two different things.
Right.
I want to say like this, that it says there's two things. This is Meduyik and Rashi. Rashi says, how do you know Lakicha de Devaracha Shma Lakicha? It says, where does it say this? The law of Lo Lincoln Ish Balshana Busudara Kshanot Lo says Bo Lo Yichrak Sudar Shemin Kazil Yado. And he says, he says in the next Gemara, when the Gemara is talking about Lakicha Devidarach, the Gemara is going to prove Lakicha, it's coming from the word Lakicha. Here, Rashi says, Delo Nevi Chatzitz, the Biyabeno Yalo Shana, V'einzu Lakicha. Lakicha, Rashi says it's Lakicha. So there's two different things over here. It's Lakachtem Lachem. So there's two different drushes over here. There's Lakicha, and we're going to see, the Gemara is going to talk about this in a second, what is considered lakicha yevaracha. When I take something, when you carry your lulav to shul or whatever, you put it in like the case. They have different cases now. Some of them look like a sword, like you're holding like a sword, like they have these big plastic ones, the hard plastic, and then you have the soft plastic. Everyone buys a new one every year. And then you also have, the backpacks, people buy with their backpacks. Different types. That's lakicha yevaracha. You're not carrying the actual lulav. If you would shake the lulav in the packaging, it would be probably okay. As the Gemara says in Daf Mem Beis, as long as it's not bizayon, it would be okay. So, I want to say over here that you're right. There is a chatzitza. There's an inyan chatzitza. That was the Gemara's first shaila. The Gemara's second shaila, when we're talking about wrapping a scarf around your hand, that's not. I'm sorry. The issue of chatzitza is an issue of lakicha. And the issue of lakach tam is an issue of lakicha tama, right? So when it comes to lakicha, it has to be through your power. That's lakach tam. Lakach tam, it has to be lakicha tam. It has to be through your power. That's lakicha de baraka. But lakach is actually a chatzitza. The Rashi says, we learn in Gemara. Yom also says the low heavy chatzitza ben yad. Rashi says one of the first shiloh with chatzitza, that actually is a shiloh of chatzitza. That's lakicha. It says the word lakicha. Lakachtem. It says the part of lakachtem is lakicha. So that is an issue of chatzitza. Then the Gemara goes on to the second. It's only a chatzitza when something is attached to the actual lulav. But when it comes to something attached to your hand, right on your hand, that's not on the lulav. That's not an issue of chatzitza. That's an issue of lakachtam, lakicha yachar. Are you taking it with your own power? So we're going to see lakicha yachar is you taking it with your own power. So therefore, when you're holding a sudar in your hand, right, it's not a chatzitza because it's not attached. Chatzitza always needs to be attached, right? There's no chatzitza if there's something floating in the mikvah water, right? It's not a chatzitza, right? It's only if you have some dirt on your skin or something like that, chatzitza. So if you're on the lulav, that's chatzitza. When it's on your hand, that's not a chatzitza. It's a question whether you're doing it with your own power, with your own intent. And that if you do it derech kavod, it is considered good. If you do it bizayon, that means you don't want to do it. You don't want to do the lakicha, right? That's why I would consider those bags. Those people put those bags, the knapsacks with the lulav, and it doesn't look so nice. It looks like you're going to school or something like that. You know what I'm saying? You've seen those backpacks? They wear like a backpack. They put their tefillin in. Esrogin.
They have it. A little.
I don't like it. It doesn't look nice. I would consider that derech bizayon. You heard it here first.
Really?
Give it. Succah. We'll give it. Here, do it in front of the camera. Psak
no,
halacha.
it's not.
We're fasting halachas today,
No,
Shmuel.
no,
Therapy
it's not.
Zion. Okay. Anyway, Shmuel, has your understanding
I think I got a
of the
little bit.
Suggah
It's
been
improved.
enhanced by
Yes,
Ian with Ben Sion?
yes,
And
thank
will
you.
that will conclude Ian with Ben Sion? What's the end music?
Remember more.
Dum ba dum bum bum.
Okay.
Okay, that's the end of the music. All right, now we're back to the Daf Yomi part. I'm a Rav, I'm not mean Allah. How do you know that taking something through Lakicha through something else is called Lakicha? That's not an Ezav Kosar. Mesapko b'chud of a kush v'tovel malav oches be'ezav u'maza. Let's say you have a hyssop tree. You're supposed to sprinkle the mechatas on a person who's tameh, right? So let's say they used to transport the mechatas in like tubes or whatever, and you had to stick the ezav, the hyssop, into the tube with the water. Sometimes the ezav, the hyssop, became very short. You had to attach a string to it, and also dangle it in there so it should get the water on it. So you could do that. And then you take it out and you hold the ezav and you sprinkle with the water. Amai v'lachach v'tavel am rachman. V'lachach v'tavel. You need a lakicha de'arach. You need to be through your power. El lashma lakicha de'arach shma lakicha. Because you're holding the string and the string is attached to the hyssop. So it's lakicha. It's your power. It's your intention. So the Gemara says, "My dilma shiny hasam came in the chabrek igufei dami." There, it's better when you have the suda around your hand, so it's not really attached to your hand. It's just wrapped around your hand. When you attach the string, you're attaching it, whatever, your scotch tape or whatever you're attaching it with, but you're really attaching it. Elamahacha, where's the proof? From the Nafal Mishofereth Shoka is possible. If we have to, when you put the ashes in the water to prepare the mechatas, you have to have intention to put it in. Nafal Vehipilu, you have to put it in. If it fell by itself, it's possible. You need to be with intention. Ha'ipilu, but if you took the tube that has the ashes in it and you poured it in, even though you didn't touch the ashes, you just poured the tube in. Kasher, amai v'lachov v'nasan. It says Amar Rahman. It says v'lachov v'nasan. That v'lachov v'nasan. We see all these things like we said in Ian of Ben Sion. V'lachov v'nasan. It's not just v'lachach. It's always v'lachach v'nasan. It's about intention. It's about lakicha tama v'lachach v'tavo. All these things are with your power, with your intention. Amar Rahman. Allah shma lakicha li'achar shma lakicha. You can do with as long as you pour it in, even though you're not touching the ashes, it's okay because you had intention to do it. And you don't have to actually touch it. Lakicha li'achar shma lakicha. Amar Lulav English lulava bahoshana. A person shouldn't stick his lulav, when you take it out. Some people take it out every day. They take out their hadasim and their arabos. They put it in the fridge or whatever. They wrap it in silver foil and they put it in the fridge. When you stick the lulav back in, you shouldn't, try to smash it back in. Then when naturally tarfi v'havi chatzitza, maybe some of the leaves of the hadasim and the arabos are going to fall out. It's going to be a chatzitza between the lulav and the hadasim and the arabos. Rav Amar. Min b'mino eino chotzit. Since the Aravos and Hadasim are the same as Hadasim and Aravos, they just fell off, so it's not a chatzitza. Amarabba, ligos inish lulav b'oshana the mishtayr hutza heavy chatzitza. A person shouldn't cut. He wants to cut his lulav. He wants to make it shorter. It's too long for him. He's poking people, right? He's doing the waving. He's knocking people's eyes out. He owes the people a couple of eyes. They take him to Basin and Ayin Takasayin. Literally stories like this. I'm telling you. People actually had to collect eyes. They had to pull their eyes out of the eye sockets and give it to their friend. Some surgeries have been successful, some have not been successful.
Really?
Is this too gory for you?
Yes, it's very gross.
That's how people, some people have like a brown eye and a blue eye. You know why that is? Because one eye's got poked out and they got someone else.
Okay, let's continue. Let's continue with tomorrow.
All right, we're joking. This didn't happen. It's actually a genetic.
But it is dangerous. It is a dangerous.
It's dangerous. You have to be careful. Yeah, exactly.
Maybe you should invent a lulav guard or something that will protect the people.
You're saying like to put on the edge of the lulav or something like that?
I don't know, but I'm thinking
like made out of rubber, right?
You didn't even think rubber. Everything is rubber today.
We'll take the rubber from the kush cloth, the fake kush cloth these people are putting on the market, and we'll enhance the lulav. We'll protect people from lulav edges.
No, also people are afraid of lulav. And first of all, it could hit the wall. People have people have things.
Are you generally a wild swinger when you do the nanuim? We're gonna get to nanuim a little later. When you do the nanuim, the shaking of the lulav,
yes.
Are you wild with that? You look what you're doing, or you just take off and just shake away? Are you a vicious shaker of your lulav, or you're one of those people that are just go like a little bit? This is too personal of a question.
This is one of these, you want to find about the one of the character assessment. One of the questions they ask, how do you shake your lulav?
Yeah, they ask us when you get your kid into school, into
Personality
Gan, right?
questionnaire. Yeah.
Into school, the Beis Yaakov, they ask the fathers how hard they shake the lulav, and make sure they're adel enough to have their girl in school. If they shake it too hard, they're too not adel. They're not obviously not an
like one of
avrei.
these bar doctor joking videos.
All right, not all avreifim are adel, but most of them are. All right.
Okay. You have anybody else you've not bashed today? I think you bashed little kids in the Intel store.
I am joking about this. There's no kids that sell rubber kushkalach. Is nothing sacred? Everything is sacred. The highest holiness is to be able to joke about something. That's the highest kedusha there is. There's no more kedusha than that. I'm telling you the truth.
That's the biggest joke.
See?
Okay,
I'm telling you. All right. Don't cut the lulav because part of the lulav branches are gonna remain in the eged. He says a lulav doesn't interfere with the lulav. Hadas shal mitzvah that you're using for the mitzvah, you can't smell it. Did you notice you can't smell this on Yom Tov? Esrog shal mitzvah mutal ha'riach bo. An esrog you're allowed to smell. Now, if you ask a rabbi if you're allowed to sell an esrog on Succah, they'll tell you no.
Right.
I'm not sure why. The Gemara here says it's mutar. My time. Hadas the reicha kai. Hadas is made for smelling. Ki aksiyeh mereicha aksiyeh. When you set it aside for the mitzvah, so you made it sort of muksa. This is not muksa like Shabbos, but it's muksa like set aside for a mitzvah. Muksa machon tzvaso. You can't use it. You can't benefit from it. Esrog l'achilikai. Esrog normally, what do? You don't smell an esrog. You eat it.
That's right.
I don't know how many people eat esrogim. I don't know. It's a delicacy. I don't know which cuisine. Maybe in Japan or China. I don't know. Esrog l'achilikai ki aksiyeh me'achila aksiyeh. He set it aside from achila, not from smelling. So you're allowed to smell an esrog. Amarabba. Hadas mechul mutal ha'riach on Shabbos. There's not talking about Succah necessarily. Hadas that's attached to the ground, you're allowed to smell it. Esrog mechubar al shel ha'riach. Esrog you can't. My time. What's the reason? Hadas the ha'riach guy. It's made for smelling. Yisharis leilo asil mixi. It's just made for smelling. You'll smell it in the plate. He's not going to cut it down. Can't cut something down on Shabbos. It's kotzer. Esrog l'achilaka. Esrog. You really want to eat it. Yisharis leilo. If we allow him to smell it, asil mixi. He's going to cut it down and you want to eat it. Amarab, lulav biyam, the esrog was small. When you hold your dal minim, the lulav is in the right hand, the esrog is in your left hand. My time. Mahani tlasa mitzvah, mahani chada mitzvah. Even though the esrog seemingly is more important because prey tzadar is going on the esrog, but 3 against 1, you have rove, so you go, the right hand is the more important hand, you put the lulav with the hadas of the rove in your right hand. Amalei Rabbi Yomi is reika, my time. Lam vrachina el al netilas lulav. Why didn't you brach on the lulav? You're singling out one of them, the esrog is the most important. Whereas the whole of the gavoa mikulon, it's the tallest one. The tallest is the best, right? How tall are you, Shmuel? You're almost as tall as me. You're about my height, right? 5'8", 5'9". How tall are you?
No, yeah, shrinking a little. Joking. You get older, you shrink.
How old are you? You're not that old. You're a couple years older than me. Somebody's veligbi the esrog. You pick up the esrog, make it high it up, raise it up. Like people do kinyanim. You ever see like the king and chalipin at the wedding? They pick it all the way up.
Yes.
So do that with the esrog. Make a king and chalipin.
Okay.
V'livrich. I make a bracha. I'm like holo v'mino gavo mikul. No, generally the way it grows, mino, the natural growth of a lulav without raising it up is so much taller than an esrog. Therefore, it's the tallest to make a bracha al netilas lulav. Mishnah. We said before, well, we'll see exactly where the connection is between the previous Mishnah. When did you shake the lulav and the esrog? We know in a halal, when you say halal on Succah, you shake it when you say Hodu Lashem, right? The 4 Hodu Lashems. And at the end, you say at the end of halal, you also say Hodu Lashem twice, so you shake it then. And also Ana Hashem Oshiana, you shake it also. They also Aslichana. Amar Rabbi Akiva, Sofa Hisi, Rabbi Gamliel, Rabbi Yeshua, Shkolam Yumunan in Eslulavaya. Everyone would shake their lulav. Vehem lo nanu. Ella b'ana Hashem Oshina. Everyone else was shaking. Following Beis Shammai, they were shaking b'ana Hashem Otzlichana. They refused to shake Ana Hashem Otzlichana. Only Ana Hashem Oshina. You ever heard the story from a friend You know Rabbi Friend, right? Who was? Not,
Friend.
not, no, Rabbi
Friend.
Pesach Kron, I'm sorry, Rabbi Pesach Kron.
Of course, Rabbi Pesach Kron.
He's famous, the big rabbi.
The very famous.
Listen, folks, I have a remarkable story for you. You're not going to believe this story. I was at the store, and the cashier, he took $5 from the man, and instead of charging him $5, he charged him $4.99, because that's all the money he had. He only had $4.99.
You see, I told you nothing is sacred. You even have like face a throne.
It's just a joke. Anyway, he has a story. He brings a story. He quotes from some Rebbe, Rav. He asked whatever. He wanted to know to keep the kid in yeshiva or not. Which kid? He asked him how the kid was doing. He said he's doing okay. He's not getting any better. He's not getting worse. He said, on Succahs we shake. Only when do we shake? We shake Ana Hashem Hoshiana. When you need a Yeshua, it's terrible. Everything's going bad. Then you shake the lulav. You move. You get away. Now you're just waiting for Atzlacha, everything's stagnant, you're not getting Atzlacha, you stay put, you don't shake it. According to Beis Shammai, though, you always run away from yeshiva. What? Don't run away from yeshiva.
That's not what he said.
What does Beis Shammai hold according to this vort? If, according to Beis Hillel, you stay put when it's just a matter of Atzlacha.
I want to learn Daf Yomi.
All right. So the Gemara says, why are we talking about shaking? Where do we come from? Hasamkai, it's coming from the previous Mishnah. Kol lulav, sheish bo shlosha tefachim, kedei lananei bo kasher. Any lulav that has 3 tefachim, in order to shake it, you need the Gemara learned you need an extra tefach in order to shake it. It's kasher. Kamar, hey chamanan. So this Mishnah comes and adds, after it, where do you shake it? Tana Hasam. We learn over there. Shtei alechem, v'shnei kiyosei aseres. On Shavuos, you bring shtei alechem, 2 leavened breads, and kiyosei atzeres, also to a special offering on Shavuos. Ketzruos, how do you shake it? Maniach shtei alechem al gabi shnei akvasim. You put the 2 loaves of bread on top of the 2 live sheep. Maniach yado tachtei umenif, the Kohen places his hand underneath all of it and he shakes it. Umenif umolich umevi umalda umorim. He shakes in all directions and he brings it up and down. Hunaf is when he shakes in different directions, 4 different directions. Huram is picks it up and down. Why do you shake it to the 4 directions? Because it belongs to Hashem, who owns all 4 directions. You do it to Hashem, who the top, the Shamayim, the arts belong to him. Arava Masim Haki in Eretz Israel, they taught like this: Amar Rav Chama Baruch, Amar Yosef Rechanina, Molichu Mevi Kilatza Ruchos Ros. The reason you shake in the 4 directions in order to prevent bad winds, harsh winds like hurricanes, tornadoes. Right? Malu Morig Kilatza Tloim Rayim. You bring it up and down in order to have bad tal. Too much tal ruins your plants. Amar Rabbi Yossi Bar Av and Him Rabbi Yossi Bar Zvela. Zoso Merish Shayari Mitzvah Ma'achmanis Kornos Tav V'Lam Mechem and Aleph. Shari mitzvah, remnants of mitzvah, meaning things that are not integral to be yotzi the yechiv of the mitzvah, are able to save you from punishment. Shari tnufa, shaking, shari mitzvah by a korban or by the lulav, it's a shari mitzvah. It's not essential to the mitzvah. It's nil chadchila, not b'diavad. But shari tzruchos talim roim, it prevents bad winds and bad tal. But Rava v'chein b'lulav. Rava says by a lulav you also shake this way. That's when you're on Sukkahs, you shake, the way to shake, back, forth, right? He would shake it, and when he was doing this, Amar Dain Gira Be'ina Desidna, he would say, this should be an arrow in the eye of the Satan. And the Gemara says, don't listen to what he was doing. Mishum Na'asi Le'Grui Bey, it's going to cause the Yetzer Hara to start up with you. Don't start up with the Yetzer Hara. He's evil, the Yetzer Hara. Can eat you alive. What's the comparison to an arrow, Shmuel? Just to finish off our shir. Yes. Why is an arrow gonna be successful against the Yetzer Hara?
Yes.
I'm asking you. Because Yetzer Hara only has 1 eye. You know that?
No, I know that.
Yetzer Hara has 1 eye.
Interesting.
So you shoot in the eye with the arrow. You don't need 2 arrows. That's what. Yeah, Gira, 1 singular, 1 arrow, kill the Yetzer Hara. Yeah, 1 eye here, 1 eye here, and 1 eye here. I'm joking. All right. Have a good day.
Okay, bye.